Well, the bombings in Brussels fueling ISIS sympathizers. Terrorism expert Brigitte Gabriel on how terror groups use these attacks to recruit folks. And, I want to say, Brigitte, that a lot of people are worried because we see these lone wolf attackers, if you will, who are often inspired by this kind of stuff. And, of course, we're entering a very religious weekend here in America.
We are concerned about ISIS and its troopers inspired worldwide, not only in Europe, but also here in the United States. Because right now they are feeling empowered. They are feeling that they are succeeding in standing up against the bullies in Western nations, what they consider as bullies, as a strong Europe or Western countries or America. And they are feeling that Allah is on their side, and that's how He is protecting them. He is advancing their cause. How else can you explain in their mind, this is what they're thinking, how else can you explain that a handful of weak men are able to stand up against governments and shut down basically governments and bring cities to their knees, such as what's happening in Europe right now?
Well, I mean, that's obviously the rationale and spin on it. Ashley Webster just saying, though, according to John Kerry, these increased attacks are a sign of desperation on ISIS, which, of course, lost their #2 man yesterday in Syria. So is it just a messaging thing?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Not necessarily. They are not feeling that they are losing ground, and that's why they are attacking. To the opposite, they are feeling empowered. Right now, they are feeling that they are all over Europe, and now they can mobilize, they can organize, especially with the influx of the large number of refugees who came into Europe. Right now, they feel that the Europeans are afraid, they are weak. I mean, look at what happened yesterday. A man posted on his Twitter account that he basically asked a Muslim woman about the Brussels an attack, and he ended up being arrested. So the West is afraid to even fight or even stand up to its principles and stopping over their freedom of speech. So this is why they're feeling empowered and they are feeling mobilized, because they feel this is their chance. Europe is weak and America is led by a very weak leader that's not going to take real serious attack or initiative against ISIS. The little dropping of bombs here and there, ISIS does not respect. It doesn't really do that much damage. It makes America feel good about itself.
Well, I'm not sure how good America feels these days, and I think, to your point, more and more would like to see ISIS eradicated, and even if that means putting troops on the ground and getting it done. But ultimately, do we have to go in there? Do we have to completely go into places like Raqqa and annihilate this thing from its roots, kill all of the leaders, and destroy the myth of ISIS as a part of this dismantling it worldwide?
Yes, we do. We have to go to war. And we don't have to send our troops and our armies. We can send very little units and oversee and train and work with the Arabic countries in the Middle East who are as much threatened by ISIS as Europe. I mean, look at the Saudis. The Saudi royal family is threatened by ISIS, even though the majority of Saudis may agree with ISIS, because ISIS basically stand up for everything the Saudis have been teaching their population for years. But the Saudi royal family would lose power. Other nations would lose power as well. So it is in their best interest, from Jordan to Egypt to Saudi Arabia, to send in their troops to fight ISIS on the ground while we manage and support them in the management of the operation. We have to go to war. That's the only way we're going to win against ISIS.
Brigitte Gabriel, thank you very much. We appreciate it, and have a happy Easter.
Thank you to you as well.
Okay.